to the Real Estate and Chill podcast, the newest and coolest podcast. So tune in. Two experts discussing the real estate market. Loan officer James Chaudhry and associate real estate broker Kevin Iglesias. Beware, this is not another boring podcast. This right here is the shit you need to hear. Respectfully.
Welcome back to episode 21 of the Real Estate and Show podcast. I'm your host, James Chaudhry from United Mortgage, here with
Kevin Iglesias, associate broker with Realty Connect. Today, we have ESG in the building, the #1 real estate developer in New York City. He also flips, and he also invests people. Give this man a round of applause! Yeah! Yo, he's sweating already, and the show did not even start.
I've never been to such a nice podcast. Someone that's sweating.
Oh, wow. Thank you. We appreciate those compliments. Such a beautiful audience, too, right? I'm talking about you, Mike. I'm talking about you. So, ESG, we appreciate you being here, man. You're our episode 21. Can we just talk about why you're late?
Well, I'm a busy guy, but that's
Yo, did you get pulled over?
I did. I was flying down the HOV lane. The guy pulls me over for speeding. He sees him by myself. He was like, oh, yeah, I got this guy now. So he tried to write me 3 tickets, right? So I bust out a PBA card. And for some reason, he tries to call the guy to figure out who I am, why I'm spinning, where I'm going.
How fast were you going?
I was going like 20 miles over. So
Was that like close to 100? What is that?
No, I was probably 85, I would say. I don't know. I was trying to get here on
I gotta
time.
get to the podcast. I gotta get to the podcast.
Like this,
Yo, follow me
my
back.
life, my success, everything depends on this podcast. They gotta give me exposure. I gotta make it. So I'm trying to talk to this guy. I'm like, I'm going to a radio show. He's like, a radio show? What radio show? I'm trying to tell them that people are waiting for me, but he didn't care, right? No.
You should ask him if he's subscribed. Are you subscribed?
I should. I'm like, look at this Instagram. They got 500 subscribers, man. 500 subscribers. But long story short, I mean, I got 1 ticket, so that's good. And I'm here, and let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's talk business, man.
Talk business.
you are the first person to ever come on the show with
Prepared.
you're very
this
prepared.
guy called me out. He was like, "You're ready. I'm bringing energy." I'm like, man, I can't embarrass myself, man. I got 3 kids. They gotta watch this someday, so I gotta come prepared. That's why.
Damn, my man is focused over here. Focus. So let's dive into it, man. How did you get into the development business?
Right. It's kind of, we gotta go back a little bit. My first real job, I was a manager at WENDYS, right?
Damn.
Not near development, nothing. But then it was not a good job. Right? I hated it, right? And I'm like thinking, I got to change my life. I don't want to do this. I don't want to just deal with it. Because people, they're crazy. I don't know if you ever worked in fast food.
No.
Especially in night
But I love
shifts,
Wendy's, though. When I used to eat
I
fast
do
food.
love Wendy's, spicy chicken sandwich.
right?
Junior bacon cheeseburger. That was my thing.
It was not for me. And I went back to school, right? I got my master's degree, and then I was working a little bit in the finance world, and I didn't like that either, right? People are like stuck in their cubicles for 20 years, 30 years. It was not for me. I'm a free spirit. So I quit the job. I just quit. I left the office, never told them why I quit. I'm sitting and I'm looking at this. And back then it was like a newspaper, right? That's like 20 years ago. It was not like YouTube and Instagram, Craigslist, or whatever. So I found this job. They're looking for a salesperson. It was a company. They were selling tiles. And they want a Russian-speaking person, right? So I spoke Russian. And I went to like...
Oh, you do speak Russian?
Yeah, I do speak
Привет, как дела?
Russian.
What the heck does that mean?
Actually,
Can somebody Google that? One of the audience members.
we're going to prank him.
Yo, pull the mic up in front of you.
That's not what I said.
Pull the mic in front of you. Just bring it a little closer. Bring it a little closer. Yeah, right there. Right there. Right there.
So
Perfect.
what I was trying to like...
Got you, Mike. I got you.
yeah. No, remember we're trying to prank him speaking Spanish. Now he's pranking you.
I speak Spanish too.
You do? Never mind. It work. So long story short, I got into like company. I was working as a salesman, and, like selling tiles, right? And then what I realized is when you work for someone else, you can't really become like rich because you're working for the guy. The guy's rich, no matter how many hours you work. Then my next step was I just opened my own company. I got into selling tiles. I had my own store, and then when people come, they want to buy like cabinets. They want to buy
The whole 9 yards.
toilets. So I start adding this stuff because the way to become like successful in life, you got to figure out the way to get like to serve people, right? There's a lot of people that had their money in their pocket. I just had to offer them services to like what they want to buy more. And then I had a big store in like on 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn. We're selling tile, toilets, showers, anything you want. And the next step was they're like, can you install it, right? So I'm like, all right. So now I had to figure out how to start actually become a company. So So I partnered with a friend of mine. He was a GC many years, and I convinced him to quit his job. Obviously, he was nervous. He's like, oh, what if it's not going to work? But like, listen, you're with me, you're good. We're going to go big. So we opened a company, and we started installing, tiles, and then we got big. Then I had a client who wanted to build an office, dental office. So I'm like, all right, why not? Let's build dental office. So I started doing dental offices, and then we started making money, like a lot of money. It was sitting in the bank. So I'm like, what's the next step, right? You have to figure out how to use that money to make more money. So I started flipping. I bought properties, I flipped them, and then that grew up. And then now I'm thinking to like buy land, build condominiums, So basically,
Wow.
I'm trying to get big.
Man, it's focused.
But it's not like I'm just starting out of nowhere, right? You have to be like step by step, right? A skyscraper takes to build much longer than a chicken coop. So we're building skyscraper. We're going step by step, but it's risk because, businesses fail. Like 50% of businesses fail. But if you don't take risk, there's no high reward, right? High risk, high reward. So for me, it's worth it, but it's not for everybody.
How long have you been in business now?
I started in 2012, so almost 10 years.
So you did all of this in the last 10 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Nothing is impossible, people. You were at Wendy's manager, bro?
Exactly.
Damn.
But
all in 10 years. That's crazy.
When I was hired, I just needed a job. That's the problem with so many people. Like, people get stuck in the job they hate, but they cannot get out. But when you're in your 20s, that's the best time to just quit your job, start something new, figure out. Because now I couldn't do it. I'm married, I got 3 kids, this and that. I cannot just quit my job and say, oh, maybe I try this. You can't. So my advice is, in your 20s, you got to make moves. Try, and you got to find what you love. I love dealing with people. I'm a natural salesperson. Like, I didn't even try it. It just, like, flows. Like, you can see I'm comfortable. I'm talking. I can talk till tomorrow morning if you got time. So that was the best part for me. But like I said, it's not just being a salesman, like, bullshit artist. You got to have some substance, right? You have to have, if you say I'm the best in construction, you actually got to be the best in construction. You got to provide value for people so they can give you their money. That's the basic, like, people are figuring out how to make money. This is it. The more value you provide, the more money you're going to get. As a realtor, as a finance guy, if you are the best realtor you can be, and you go to people and they like talk to you, and they're going to say, oh, wow, that's the best realtor I've met. I got to get him to work for me. So that's the goal. Whatever you do, you got to be the best.
Give it your 110%.
If you're an average guy, you're like a service provider. He's going to meet 20 other realtors, and if he cannot feel that you're the best, why would they work for you, or a finance guy, right? And when I go to my meetings, like, people call me, I want to build this, build that, I position myself like I believe I'm the best. When I talk to them, I make them feel that they need me.
You're an asset.
If they don't get me, they're going to lose, right? It's a little bit cocky way, but it works.
It's a mindset, though.
Exactly.
It's a mindset. Right. It's all about the mindset.
100%. You got to believe you are the best, and then you're going to project it. You're going to go into meetings. You're going to go to your clients, listings, whatever, and they're going to feel it. And then, but like I said, you have to have actually be good, because just talking, not when you start selling and they see you just BSing them, they're not going to work with you.
So I just want to touch base. You were working at the Wendy's, right? What was one of your biggest jobs that you were like, damn, I made the right decision for my life?
Well, not at Wendy's, because
no. I'm just saying, like, looking back, right? What was one of your biggest jobs that you got that you were like,
exactly,
this is amazing.
I'll tell you
Wendy's.
I'll tell you what happened. When I left Wendy's because I just didn't like it. It was not for me, and there was no way to. I was making like $24,000, and that much I need to make a month this right now. Back then I was young, whatever, but I just didn't like it. Right? If you find something you love, then you become successful. You just like want to do it. A lot of people are stuck at the jobs they just don't like it, right? And that's the problem. But for me, when I left it, I felt liberated, right? And I found something I'm good at, being a salesperson. But was not easy as well, because when I started, it's a funny thing. When I went to interview to get hired, it's just.
I don't know if we can show us on that.
I'm talking about it was.
All right, rerun that. We all laughed at that.
No, the funny thing is, I go to this like to get hired, right? And I'm expecting it's a huge warehouse, and he got like containers. There's like a big operation. It was a.
We have to do that back. Not that word. We can't say that.
Blame the alcohol.
There's some guy.
Some guy.
Some guy.
Some guy.
Okay. All right, we're not gonna describe him. A person comes out. A person comes out, okay? And he starts talking to me, and the guy has like, how do we put it? Not good English, right? He's not smart. He never went to college, but he's a hustler. Like he's just a hustler. He knows how to count money, and he's asking me.
I'm about to walk off.
No, this is like he's paying. He's gonna get edit this shit out. So anyway, so he's asking me, right? He's like,
Yo, what
he's asking me, do you speak Russian? I said, yes, I speak Russian. He's like, he tells me, you make money for me. That's it. He doesn't care about I had like a resume. I was prepared. He didn't care. He just wanted to make money for him, and that was it. I was hired, right? But when I started, there's a bunch of tours. They gave me like little pamphlets, little samples. I go with them, try this. My name is this. Take these tiles, but it's not like good setup because you go to tile store. There's a million tiles people sell, right? So it's hard. And in the beginning, I was kind of struggling, but then I'm thinking like, just how can I improve this, like my performance? So I was driving by this huge condominium. Somebody was building like apartments, right? So I'm thinking somebody's like needs tiles here, right? So I go in, right? I'm trying to present myself, but you got to talk to the decision maker, right? Somebody who can actually buy the tiles. But the person wasn't there. So I talked to this manager. I'm like, listen, my name is George. I'm trying to sell tiles. I give him my card, whatever. He's like, no problem. I'll give it to him. So I'm expecting a call like a couple of days, and nobody calls me, right? So I go back because, squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? You got to bother people. You got to go in, make it.
Be consistent, persistent.
Right. Otherwise, if you go one time, first touch never gets the reaction. You got to grab 5, 6, 7 times. So I go back. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Did you get a chance to talk to the guy? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't want your tile. No problem. So I'm walking out, and I see my card, my pamphlet in the garbage bin like this.
Oh, damn.
This guy just threw it out, right? I'm like, oh, this guy.
Did you beat him up? Because I felt like you beat this man
I
up.
really wanted, but I didn't. So, like you asked me, like, then you got to take medicine to your hand, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to park my car here until the main guy comes. I'm just going to talk to him. So I'm waiting. Next day, I just let it come on. I'm waiting, but there's people in and out, coming out. I'm like, who is the boss, right? And then the car pulls up. I usually can identify a car like Ferrari, but this car I couldn't. It was like fancy car, sports car. The guy comes out like it was about like 45, like Russian guy, right? Gold chain, like just like a Russian typical. Right? So I ran up to him like, hey, I was like in my 20s, like, hey, my name is George. I'm trying to talk to him. He's like, so what do you want? I'm like, listen, we have a tile company, and he's like, you know what? I'll give you a chance. Come by to my office tomorrow. I have a partner. We'll talk. And that's it. That's all I needed. I just needed 5 minutes of your time because tile is good, price is good. There's no reason for you to say no, right? You want to buy good tile for a good price, we have it. And I sold it to them, and they bought like 20,000 square feet. And the good thing is, he had other buildings he was doing. He had friends he recommended, and he took off. I never looked back. And
so he gave you the opportunity. Wow. That was
exactly.
Your
so
start.
What I'm trying to tell you is, like, even as a realtor, right? If you sit in your office and waiting, it's not gonna happen, man. You gotta go out.
You gotta create the opportunity.
You gotta bother people. You gotta create your own circumstances, and that's what I'm working on every day, right? I could just stop, right? I have a pretty good life, business, but then you die for me, right? If you're not, success is not just one achievement. It's like successive achievements till you get to the bigger goal. And in my opinion, everybody should strive for success, because if you live once, you got to do it right.
Yeah.
You want to have things that others have, and like, I think I have a good life, but then sometimes I go meet a guy, he's like a $70 million house, 3 elevators. I'm like, wow, I'm so behind, man. There's so much more to go. And I'm doing a job for a guy right now. He's a software, he owns like some companies, hotels in Mexico. I mean, the guy is like mega millionaire, private jets. And I look at my life, I'm like, wow, man, I'm so much behind still. Right? We got to keep grinding, man. We got to keep going. We cannot stop. And that's what motivates me. Like, I want to be successful. I want to have my children not have life I had, because I came here to this country at 16 by myself, like literally nobody.
By yourself?
Wow.
I had no parents, nobody. I just came here to study for 1 year and go back, but I didn't go back. I just like, I'm gonna build my life here. There was a lot of things struggled, but I did it, right? Because I was focused. And one thing I want to tell you though, like everybody in this room, that you have to appreciate this country, because this is land of opportunity. Imagine if you're born in a remote village in Salvador or India or Georgia.
Yo, I'm not from India.
No, but I'm not saying you're not from India.
You're good.
I thought you were Indian. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, what I'm saying is like people are not understanding. Like for me, it's hard to comprehend, man. Come on, now. Get yourself together, bro. Come on, now. I thought you were high energy. I told you I want to bring a game. Come prepared.
All right, back.
I told you it's gonna be the best episode. It's not just like fun. I actually want to
Educate.
Because I
Yo,
want
this is the first time we had a guest who brought a notepad with bullet points of what they wanted to talk about. So come on, let's go to the points.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you is like you gotta take advantage, man. Like, people really struggle, like when they live somewhere that there is no opportunity.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could be smartest, but there is no money. This is biggest economy. So if you cannot take advantage of this, it's on you.
You know what's so funny? Like you came here at 16.
Right.
My father came here at he was 22 years old.
Yeah, so
and he tells me the same exact thing that you're saying right now. Land of opportunity. We have so many things that we can do, and just creating a better life for the next generation. Our one thing that I've said before is generational wealth just starts with one risk taker, and that's all it really is.
And that's you.
That is you.
and you and everybody here.
You hear that? M and
Everybody
Rosina.
here.
Did I pronounce it right? Rosina.
Rosina.
My bad.
Rosina.
Damn. And Joanna. I concur.
So that's why you gotta like just respect it, and you gotta be happy. You gotta be just take advantage, man. We won a lottery by just simple fact of being in this country. We're way ahead of like 7 billion people, literally, out of 7.8, whatever. Because no other country, there are maybe a few countries, but most of them cannot give you this opportunity. You know how much money is in this country, like circulating trillions of dollars? So if you cannot figure out to keep 1 million for yourself, then there's something wrong with you. It's your fault. It's relatively easy. It's very simple. And if I literally grew my net worth in 10 years like 1,000,000% because I had nothing.
Let me ask you something. When you came here, did you have money in your pocket?
No, I didn't have. I had maybe like $40.
And if you came here by yourself,
Do you know Emily?
$40.
Sorry, Em. Don't come and choke me. Don't choke me. Don't choke
But
me.
no, but listen, if you came here with $40 in your pocket, right, at age 16, and you can do it, I think that just says it,
That's what I'm saying. I know people hate on rich people. Like, no, don't hate. Just be happy that somebody like Jeff Bezos or whoever, they start with nothing. That motivates me. What if in 10 years I'm that guy? I figured out how to make $1 billion, how to increase my business, how to provide service for like nationwide service, something that everybody wants, right? Because that's what they did, really. They just scale up. They go big. They figure out something, whether it's Facebook or Amazon, everybody wants, right? That's the way to just make really serious money. So if I do that, if somebody tells me I'm bad or I deserve it,
Yo.
it's kind of like, so that's why do not hate rich people, man. Rich people they know what they're doing because 88% of millionaires are self-made. You know what that means? That means good news for you, good news for you, good news for everybody. That means that 88% of people who try out of 100 make it.
You just have to focus. Just that mindset like we spoke about.
It's all about mindset, man. It's all about motivation. It's all about convincing yourself that you can do it. That's it. That nothing can stop you, man. If you can believe in your head and you start projecting it, you start taking steps, you're gold. Example, he's for everybody. You know how many immigrants come? They make it like huge. I just met a guy, he owns like a Bravo supermarkets. He was a Mexican immigrant. He has like 20 supermarkets. If he can do it, he didn't even speak English. I spoke a little bit English. He told me that he just wanted to succeed. That's all it takes.
You gotta have that drive in you. Once you have that drive, you can do anything. Plus, you look good, man. You lost some weight.
I'm on my way, man. We're gonna have that boxing match. I'm about 20 pounds.
You got back in the gym.
I'm gonna take my shirt off.
Wait,
I see you
live
back
question.
in the gym.
Who you got, me or Kevin, in a boxing match? Who you
Oh
got?
man, how you gonna do me like that?
Yo, keep it real. You kept it real with
Yeah,
everything
come on,
else.
tell us.
All right, listen. He probably has more skill boxing, but you're a bigger guy. So to be honest with you, that's like a even matchup.
It actually is. I don't know who'd win. I think I would win, but I don't know.
If probably
Live poll in the audience. James, No shot. Damn, no. Because you're
Yeah,
tall.
there you go.
Because you're tall. I don't like you anymore, Mike.
No, I think like if he can knock you out, then he wins. If he hits you once, but by points you win because you're quicker. You can just go left and right. So it's like kind of what do you call it? Mayweather and the other guy. What's his name?
Logan Paul.
Yeah, that type of setup, right? Because Mayweather is much better boxer, but the guy is much bigger, so you cannot even knock him out because when you fight a small guy, like your punches, like
Yeah, but we're definitely a lot closer than Logan Paul and Mayweather.
I don't know. He looks like how much? He's probably like 40 pounds on you. I don't know how much.
How much you weigh?
I don't know. Probably 160.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely got more than 40 pounds on you.
So it's gonna be. I would watch it. I would pay money to watch it. So if you guys want,
Pay-per-view, $70,
Yo,
live on Showtime.
Buy out the arena. We'll fight.
let's do it. It's gonna
Well,
be fun.
one thing that I love is you both, I mean, me as well, but everyone in this room really, mindset's just really everything. At the end of the day, if you think you could do something, you could do it. And if you don't think you could do something, you definitely can. I mean, all right, let me revise what I just said. If you think you could do something, there's a good chance you could do it. If you don't think you could do something, there's no chance that you can do it. So
Well, we just had Emily and say your name again. Sorry,
bro, come on.
Rosina.
There you go.
There you go. All right, they quit their job and they pursued real estate full time. There's nothing that you can't do as long as you put in the work and you focus. Right? Mindset. What are some of the bullet points that you have on?
No, actually, the attitude. Like before you start a task, you gotta believe you can do it. Positive attitude, because
you can't have a weak mindset.
Exactly. Then it's not worth starting it. If you believe that you cannot do it, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your emotion, you're wasting energy, you're wasting everything. If you have a positive attitude, like yes, I can do it. I can. If you want to make $1 million or you want to sell 100 houses, you gotta believe it first, right? You just say, I can do this, and then you have to be motivated. You have to like what you do, because if you don't like talking to people, you can never be a good salesperson. You can never be a good realtor. You just can't.
Yeah.
You have to find something you love.
And you got to be personable too.
Exactly. People approach you and, and other things as well. Like you have to be like responsive, this and that. But you have to love dealing. And sometimes it's not pretty, right? People yell at you, whatever, but it's part of the deal. And then once you find something you love, you got to be positive. You got to say, I can do this, right? It's going to be good. And obviously, you got to have some hiccups on the road, right? It's not going to happen overnight because it's not easy. Only people who don't quit, they make it. It's obvious, right?
Yeah.
You got to stay on it, keep the course, stay the course, keep your head down, and then your success will speak for it. And it's not even about making money, because a lot of people think like if you make money, then you're successful. It's actually the other way around. Once you're successful, the money just comes. If you build a business where people want to give you their money, they want to work with you, money will come. There's no way around it. But if you focus on money and you're like stressed out, I'm not making enough, but it's not the right way to look at it. You gotta be focused on getting things done. Once things are done, money just comes up to that.
I totally agree. I think that a lot of people, I've seen, not throwing any shade at anybody that I see on social media, stuff like that, but I see people constantly putting up numbers and things like that, just treating people as if they're numbers. And it's just at the end of the day, it's not you're not working with numbers, you're working with people. So it's so important to personalize your relationship with every single person that you work with and treat them as an actual person, not just a number. You know what I mean? So I think that's also important too.
I agree. And also just working hard also is kind of, I'm not against it, but you got to work smart. That's what,
yeah.
Let's say, this is one story I always remember. In college, I was maybe 19, and we had a professor, and he told us this story that I will always remember. It was about this, I'm not even sure if it's a true story, but it was about this group of engineers, right? They were going to some conference in Brazil. So they were flying over Amazon, and their plane broke down. And they just fell, but they survived. But it's in the jungle, right? And the wild animals, they're hungry, whatever. So they find one direction. They're we're gonna get out. They start cut their tools, cut the vegetation, whatever, trying to make it out. But one guy, he goes the completely other way. And they ask him, what are you doing? Why not come with us? And he says, because you're going the wrong way. And they're like, how do you know? So he said that first thing I did, I climbed the tallest tree to see which way is the town, right? So basically, before you do something, you got to have a plan. You got to figure out if the effort you're going to put is worth your time, is if you go in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
If you in my case, right, when I went to grow my construction business, a A lot of people, they put advertisement on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, but it's very broad. I didn't feel like I'm going to get results I want. I actually focused on reaching out to the architects in the city, because that's where all the money is, in the city, right? But I did kind of sneaky. I would tell them I have a project. I want to meet you in person. But I didn't really have a project. I just want to get my foot in the door.
You got to be a hustler, man.
So I would go there. I'm like, listen, my name is this. I'm doing this. And they're like, what about your project? I'm like, it's coming, but let's talk about some other things. But they would like me, right? I like to talk. I would present myself nicely. And then I would make personal connections, right? And then I told them, listen, if you ever have a project, I have a good company, we've done this, we've done that, just you get a referral fee, because you got to give people something to, get interested. And I met maybe 10, 15, and then one of them actually gave me a very big job. Like, it was a Trump Tower job, like $500,000 job. And once I did one job in that area, that's it. People start calling me because I'm already established, right? And that's it, working smart, right? I could have made millions of dollars in advertisement, but I probably wouldn't get that job, because I actually focused on getting
Connecting with the people.
Exactly. Specifically what I was looking for, to land the jobs in the city. Because if you do a job in Brooklyn, same job, literally, you can get $200,000 in the city just because it's in the city. And people are different. They're not as like, don't go shop around. They don't go crazy like, a few $1,000s. These are high net worth individuals. That $20,000 is nothing to them. If you tell them, listen, change this door like $5,000, they'll do it, because they don't want to argue with you. They just don't have time for that. So that's what I was trying to focus on, get high net worth individuals. So going back to the point where working smart, like, you have to figure out, let's say you're a realtor, right, and you want to get, I don't know, what's like 500,000, right? Real, like,
Median price, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what if you focus on getting like $1 million jobs, right? If you do like 4 houses, you're way ahead of selling, 4,
500, yeah.
Exactly. So you could do something like that, right? But obviously, when you start now, it's kind of hard. You have to be a little bit established, right? Then you can pick and choose how you want to do it, what you want to do. But in general, when you start now, you gotta get what you can, right? It's not as free like your choices. But down the road, I would really advocate people trying to focus on getting the right jobs for them.
Yeah. I think it's very smart.
Your story is very inspiring, man.
Yeah, I love that.
It's literally rags to riches.
That is because, like I said, I didn't have anybody. My parents were over there, and they were not doing well either, because when I came from a country, it was civil war, like fighting, people cutting each other's heads. It's crazy stories. So that's why I couldn't go back, because I had nothing. I could not go back.
This is your only plan A.
I had to build my life here, and I went to school. But I was a pretty smart kid, right? I got, I went to, I had math scores. Math is like my thing. So I got like free ride to college, and then when I graduated, I went to get my MBA. But like I said, in the end, it didn't really interest me. Like, that's kind of another thing. People go to college. You got to go to college if you really want to do something you need college for, basically. If you want to be a doctor, yes. But to do something what I do, like sales or real estate,
you don't have to go to college.
Exactly. So that was it was not a mistake, I would say, but cost me like 6 years of my life. I came out like dead in my eyeballs from school. But that's what most people get confused. They think, because that's what we're told, really.
Yeah.
You gotta go to college, get a job. But ideally, you pick something you like. Maybe you don't need to college. I mean, I don't want to advocate don't go to college, but if you want to do something that does not require college, don't do it. Because a lot of people do college for fun or a party, whatever. But it's a waste of time. To be a good realtor, you don't need to college.
No.
You just gotta be natural salesperson. But obviously, if you want to be a doctor or a teacher or something, then college.
It's always good to just make sure that you're taking the right path on whatever you want to do. Make sure you just make good decisions. That's pretty much it,
Yes.
Make sure that if you want to go to college, it's the right thing for you, and if you don't need it, you don't need it. Moral of the story. But I think that I think you hit the nail right on the head. But all right, so what's next? What else you got? What else you got, Mr. ESG?
I don't know if we can go all through 19 of them, but let's hit the top 5.
Well, this is one topic that.
Yeah, we appreciate this, by the way.
Yeah, I love this.
This took time for you to do, man.
I mean, there's so much to talk about. I'm gonna pick something important. I want to focus on making quick decisions, right? If you want to do something, just do it. There's a lot of people.
Just get here. Doesn't matter if you're late. Doesn't matter if the cars are chasing you. Just get here, people. The Real Estate Joe Podcast. We're here.
Yes, let's do it.
Emily, slow down. Don't drive too quick, okay?
No, people, you gotta make quick decisions.
Fix it, Mike.
I hope.
Picking on you.
I hope what I'm saying you can hear it. Otherwise, a waste of time.
Wait, we're not recording?
Exactly. Do it over. No, but the importance of quick decisions, right? Like, and I'll give you an example, right? Right now, I was trying to find a property, and I'm looking everywhere, like, because I sold mine in Belmore, and I'm being out. People go crazy. I don't know what they just buy stuff to buy it. It makes no sense. The numbers.
Now we're
they
talking
have.
about flips, investing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to researching how to get properties on my own, right? Like people do that, right? They drive for dollars. So there's one guy who does wholesale. And I reached out to him, like, listen, I'm interested to learn how to. He's like, okay, I'll teach you, but for whatever. There's a fee. It's fine. Literally, I decided to find a property like one day. And next day, I was in his classroom. I was learning how to do it, right? Quick decisions. I don't want to waste time because this time I need to learn. I'm not going to take forever thinking about it. And whatever, a few $1,000 I invest. If I can't find even one property, I'm going to make the money 30 times more, right? So he taught me, like, what needs to be done. Right now I'm texting, calling people. Obviously, it's not easy because you skip trace a list, let's say 5,000 people. Half of them are wrong. The other half, they hate you, tell you F off, whatever, don't call me,
Blocked.
The other half, kind of iffy, I don't want to sell it now, I'll sell it later. And I actually found a guy who wants to sell a house in first week. I'm like, wow, is that's what I need to do? I talked to him. Well, he's kind of asking too much, but the point is, it actually, if you decide to do something, you can do it so quick. I actually learned one skill that could change my business. What if I get 10 houses like this? I can train people to call for me, and I'm in business. I can start wholesaling, completely new direction, just like that.
A new source of income too.
Quick decision.
Which is crazy.
Quick decisions, man. You cannot drift around. Even sometimes it takes, people don't want to spend money, but if you think about it, you buy $1,000 phone, you buy a BM, they go, this BS does not add value to you, right? Or you buy fancy clothes, whatever, unless it makes you feel good, but to your business, it has nothing. And if you spend $5,000 so you can learn a skill how to get houses, imagine you're realtors, right? You can get your own houses, you can sell to others, you can so much more value. So do quick decisions, right? Don't mess around, don't take time. Sometimes you just have to do it. Don't think about it, don't complicate it, just go for it. That's all you gotta do.
Take risks.
Take risks, people. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. I got $1 million question. The $1 million question I ask everybody on this show.
Let's do it.
Are you subscribed, sir?
I was subscribed a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, there you go.
What number? What number? Do you remember?
One of the subscribers in the beginning did
Yo, what's so funny over here?
James went in for a pound and
He didn't even see it. I was like,
No,
This live audience is great. We gotta have more live audience.
pound it out, man. Pound it out, dude.
James is probably like,
No, I was looking at him because I was trying to think about the number. But it was one of the earliest.
how'd you hear about us?
I think I through you. I found you first and then him, or maybe the other way around. I don't know. But then you guys did it just recently. I think 3 months, maybe 2-3 months.
Yeah,
it's been
we
3
shot in
months now,
March, right?
You guys are picking up, man.
20 weeks.
oh yeah, well, we're on episode 20, so yeah, 20 weeks.
Yeah. So that's another thing. Look,
I didn't even realize that.
soon you could be so big, people start paying money to come to you, right? That's also.
Wait, so it's been 5 months?
You didn't bring the check? What do you mean?
Wait,
it's all my money.
24 weeks?
Man, it's talking about making so much money. I want a check.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
All right.
Well, yeah,
You're a
4
finance
weeks,
guy.
4 weeks, 20 episodes. That's 5 months.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, no, but
So-
we only post once a week. Whatever, forget it. It doesn't even matter.
why you go so off track? Back to you, ESG.
Yes.
One thing that you said before we even shot the podcast, which is dope. On my stories, I always post motivational stuff, right?
Yeah.
You got back in the gym because you saw.
I did, yeah.
So can you
Because
speak on that?
I just needed something to get me going,
Spark.
right? And it's all excuses, obviously. I used to be in before I got married, whatever.
You don't be talking, whispering over there, okay? You have to get these people out, Mike.
No, I used to be real. I used to kickbox. I was like a mini bodybuilder. I was thinking I'm gonna be a bodybuilder. I was really into fitness, but then life happens. You start businesses, whatever. And then he kind of lost track, right? And I probably gained like 40 pounds, which is obviously not good. But then I just needed something to get me going. And then you're like, oh, we're going to do boxing match and this and that. I'm like, what if frick agreed to box me? I can't look like this. I got to get in shape. So I'm like, obviously I'm joking. But it was part of it, right? I became motivated. And then once I started going, I just wanted to go. And it was like I'm remembering, flashbacks are coming. Oh, yeah, I'm started lifting more weights. And I'm like approaching my max. I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. So sometimes you just need something to get you going. And then once you start, like you just said, it's like snowballing, right? So thank you for that, man.
Yeah, motivation, people, motivation. High energy. Let's go.
He does
No
the same thing for me.
excuses. Make
I
money.
saw his videos one morning and I was like, oh, I got to go to the gym now. He's like, you want this? Go get it. I was like, I do want to go to the gym, so maybe I'll go.
If
So I
you
was
think
like,
about it, that should be no-brainer. Like your body is just like,
Yo,
that's
your
all you
body
have.
is your
Health
temple,
is wealth.
bro. It's like a machine.
I can't really be speaking on this. Look at me. I got to get back in the gym first, then I'll speak on it.
Yeah, if you're not healthy, you cannot make money. You cannot do anything. You cannot do podcast. Nothing.
Take care of your body. Take care of your mind.
It's like-
Focus.
What if somebody tells you, I'm going to give you, what is your dream car? Let's say Ferrari, right? And I'm going to give you a Ferrari, but it's the only car you're going to get for the rest of your life, right?
You gotta take care of it.
Take care
Yeah.
of it. Same with your body. And people neglect it, and I'm guilty of it, obviously, but you got to like take care of your body, man. Go to the gym, stay healthy, eat. Because whatever you see, that's like reflection of your decisions. The way I look, that's the reflection of things I did or I didn't do, right? So that's why we need to be like, take care of our health. If you're not healthy, you cannot do anything, period.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Anything you want to leave us off with, man?
Oh, so many things, man.
Pick $1 million one.
The only thing I want to tell people who are in business, it's all about providing value for others, solving problems. That's it. If you can figure out how to solve problems for people, how to provide value, they'll give you their money. And it could be unlimited money. If you're well-rounded, like solving problems for people, when I go to my like meetings, I don't tell them I do that. I just listen to them, right? What problems they try to solve. And then I offer them solutions. And that's probably puts me in different category from others. Most people say, yeah, whatever we'll do for you, just give me your money and make a deal. But sometimes I cannot solve their problems. Or maybe I'm just not equipped, right? Let's say if they ask me something to do, I don't do, I'll just tell them I cannot do it. So always listen to your customers, right? And then getting money is not a problem. If you have a solution to what they're trying to solve, then you'll get their money. So that's what I'll leave you with.
$1 million game, people, and it's free here on the Real Estate and Chill podcast, where you have to make a YouTube account and subscribe, okay?
Subscribe. If you want to learn how to make $1 million, subscribe to these guys.
All right. Well, Mr. George, Mr. ESG, where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram, ESG Development, and
Phone number for construction jobs.
yes, we do good work construction. We're very large in commercial space, dental offices, gyms. If anybody wants some, reach out to me. I'm here to help you.
What's the phone number? Drop it.
347-893-8140. It's everywhere.
Perfect.
It's even back on my car.
Well, thank you for coming
I'm
by.
accessible.
You're the man. You're the man. I appreciate you.
And I'm going to pound it
my
out.
God.
That was so awkward. That was so awkward.
My man.
All
right,
man.
well, that was
Episode
episode
21.
21. Cue the outro.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Chaudhry and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good. You might want to tell